Yeah, it was really Calvin, a tale of two halves. I talked to the guys about that in the locker room. We came out on fire on offense in the first half, and defensively we struggled a little bit. And then I thought we made some great defensive adjustments in the second half, and we flipped it. We gave ourselves a chance to win, and offensively we didn't, really do enough. We put ourselves in more third down and longs, and just weren't able to capitalize. But that's how a division game should feel, man. We had good moments. They had good moments. They do what they do. They bleed the clock on you, and they limit your opportunities. I think they had the ball for almost 35 minutes, and we got to make plays when they're there. We got to get guys on the ground and things like that. Throw and catch a little bit better, and we had our chances.
CeeDee Lamb looked like he had maybe 3 or 4 drops in this ballgame. What's your thoughts on just not finishing plays?
Don't worry about CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee's going to be fine. What a great player. Again, this was a team defeat, and we own that. We understand where we can go as a football team. We understand. I love the competition. I thought guys competed their butts off. I thought that was great. But we're all about winning, and we didn't win tonight, and so therefore it's not good enough.
Did the delay kind of mess you guys up a little bit?
No excuses. No, same for both teams.
Clarence Hill deal with us Cowboys. Can you give us your thoughts on the spitting before the game? What you saw from Jalen and Dak? And it looked like Dak spit first, and then he spit on Dak.
Yeah, Clarence, I honestly, I didn't see it. I don't know. All I know is that a great player got ejected. And again, I don't know. I'll look into it, but I do not know.
How did you think that affected your game plan at all, and how you attacked the defense, and how you think that not having Carter affected?
No, I mean, he's a great player. It'd be like, you lose a great player on either side of the ball. It affects them, and they're a little bit thin when you do that, and that's why, unfortunately, we weren't able to sustain the ball enough because, they were down a defensive lineman, and a great defensive lineman at that. But, again, like I said, we'll look into it and see what happened.
What you do differently in the second half, certainly to slow them down? It seemed like you started blitzing more, get them off the field. Can you talk about the changes you made defensively?
Yeah, we did. I thought Flus and the guys did a great job. Number one, we tackled better. We fit the gaps better. We started using some more blitzes, some more movements, things like that. But I think we just settled in. I really do. I think we settled in, and the quarterback's really big and athletic, and our rush lane discipline in the first half wasn't very good. He got out a few times. I thought we did a better job of containing him in the second half. But again, we had chances out there, and there's no moral victories for us. We had a chance to win that game, and weren't able to do it, and it'll sting.
Brian Schottenheimer with ESPN, you said you know where this team can go. Where do you believe this team can go after tonight?
I still think we can win a Super Bowl. That's the goal, Todd. It's not going to change. I mean, we got the right type of guys. We got good players. Again, like I said, you saw what we're capable of in the first half offensively. You saw what we're capable of in the second half defensively. We just got to put the game together in a more complementary fashion because that's what we're capable of. And, we lost a turnover battle. That affects some things, right? We lost 1-0, and, we're all about the ball, and we got to protect it better and got to try to create some takeaways on defense.
What do you think of Dak's ability to move around, create some time, and make some plays?
Yeah, I thought Dak played really well. Limited opportunities just because we didn't have that many ops with the 26 minutes or whatever it was, time of possession. But I thought Dak threw the ball really well and played well.
Nick Harris, Forward Star Telegram. Challenge for your first game is that rain delay. How were you able to keep the guys into it? And overall, how do you think they responded coming out of it?
I think they were great. I mean, I thought the defense did great. It's not our first rain delay. We've been through it. Pittsburgh last year. So similar type thing. The league did a great job communicating to us, hey, what time we think we're going to go out. And we have a plan in place for that. Those are things you plan on. But, again, no excuses. We just got to find a way to finish that game.
And when you look at the Sanders fumble and then the CD drops, is this kind of a loss you walk away off the field knowing that it was some self-inflicted wounds that could have helped win this game?
Yeah, all the way across the board, coaches, players alike. I'm never going to put this on any one person. This is a team game. It's the ultimate team game. And at the end of the day, absolutely, we're a good football team. And we had a chance to win that game, and we didn't. So we can learn from it. We're certainly not going to make excuses. And, we'll get back to work and on to the Giants. This is one of 17 that we're guaranteed. It's a division game. It's what the league wants. That's why they put us on Thursday night. And, again, they got what they want, and the Eagles got the win. Give them credit.
Anybody else?
Your emotions today, obviously the first game. I don't know if you were crying the national anthem. Just
Yeah, I was pretty good. A little emotional during the anthem, but again, I'm surrounded by such great young men in that locker room and coaches that that was my main focus today, just being around them, and wish we would have found a way to get a dub.
Sat Mozzie, just the thought process there.
Yeah, I've talked about Mozzie. Had a great conversation with Mozzie just about the consistency. You know, Mozzie is going to play a lot of really good football. He's not even began to reach his peak, but the consistency has not been there, and therefore, if your philosophy is compete every day, then that's what you have to do, make those decisions.
Allowed 123 rushing yards in the first half, but responded with only 35 in the second. What was kind of the communication there at halftime? Was there a switch?
Yeah, again, like I touched on, I thought we did start blitzing a little bit more. I thought we tackled better. Like I said, you know, I think it was Clarence that asked, but you know, the rush lane discipline. I mean, you know, Jalen hurt us in the first half. He got out a few times, and we didn't get him on the ground. He's a big physical guy that you got to, you know, tackle a little bit differently. And again, we need to be better. You know, we talk about our ability to tackle and things like that, and the first half wasn't good enough. Second half was, and that's why you saw the turnaround.
Did the open kind of change whenever you saw Jalen Carter come off the field and get ejected? Did that kind of change your first drive approach?
No, not really. No, I mean, he's obviously a great player. We had, you know, some things that you're always trying to do to a great player, but for the most part, no. I mean, you know, they're not overly complicated. They're just good at what they do, and you know, both teams have to adjust when things like that happen.
I know you said no moral victory, but given the backdrop of last week and all the distractions, you take pride, you take positive how your team played, they competed with all the other stuff that was swirling around the team.
Yeah, I'm proud of how they competed, but I don't find any moral victories. When this team's built on a culture that's all about winning, you don't find moral victories in losing.
When it comes to, I know Kenny Park had a long type of week. I know you still have to watch the film, but players, what was the early sense of how we did?
Yeah, again, second half was way better. I want to see that, you know, before I speak to it. But I will say this, he's been incredible from the time he got here. Just the big body and the physicality that he has in the A-gaps is a huge advantage for our defense. And I think we really started fitting our gaps better in the second half. It all works together, right? The offensive or the defensive line, they have a gap. The linebackers have to find their gaps. And I thought we did a much better job playing true gap-sound defense in the second half.
Cowboys.com. A lot was said about your decision to not play guys like Dak Prescott in the preseason. What does it say about Dak to come out and have the game he did after not taking the preseason?
He's a pro. I mean, how many snaps has the guy played in the NFL? You know, I thought he played really well. And Dak's going to come on here and say the same thing. There's no moral victories. We had a chance. We did not make enough plays. And when plays are there against a good football team, you have to make plays, and that's coaching and playing and all that together. But again, we know we're good enough to beat the Eagles. We know we're good enough to beat anybody, but we have to do it. Those are just words, and we came up short tonight. So like I said, give them credit. We'll look at the film and see areas that we need to get better and how we can kind of tie it in better and play more complementary football next week against the Giants.